It is good. It is good. Words that God said, and based on what God saw that day, God saw that it was good. So he had reason to say, it is good. God saw that it was good. Then it was evening, and now God has blessed us with another new day. This is the Reverend Dr. Laverne Corrine, Williams Foster Hall, Harvey Brown Fontaine Turner, Hill Holt McCain Cash Johnson. Yes, my Aunt Doll's side of the family, Johnson. A real historian. I'm so glad I wrote down some of what she told me. She lived to be, I think, almost 100. And her sister lived to be over 100. So God has blessed us once again with another new day, just a little more time and a little while longer in this present generation. Blessed us so much that we can pick up our Bibles and pivot to Acts, the 7th chapter. And I think it's a rather long chapter because Stephen is giving us a speech this morning. So we'll go verses 1 through, I think I said 16. Stephen's speech to the Sanhedrin. Hear ye the beginning of Stephen's speech. It's quite long. Then the high priest asked him, are these charges true? To this he replied, brothers and fathers, listen to me. The God of glory appeared to our father Abraham while he was still in Mesopotamia, before he lived in Haran. Leave your country and your people, God said, and go to the land I will show you. So he left the land of the Chaldeans and settled in Haran. After the death of his father, God sent him to this land where you are now living. He gave him no inheritance. No inheritance here, not even a foot of ground. But God promised him that he and his descendants after him would possess the land, even though at that time Abraham had no child. God spoke to him in this way, your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated 400 years. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, God said, and afterward they will come out of that country and worship me in this place. Then he gave Abraham the covenant of circumcision, and Abraham became the father of Isaac and circumcised him 8 days after his birth. Later, Isaac became the father of Jacob, and Jacob became the father of the 12 patriarchs. Because the patriarchs were jealous of Joseph, they sold him as a slave into Egypt. But God was with him and rescued him from all his troubles. He gave Joseph wisdom and enabled him to gain the goodwill of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So he made him ruler over Egypt and all his palace. Then a famine struck all Egypt and Canaan, bringing great suffering, and our fathers could not find food. When Jacob heard that there was grain in Egypt, he sent our fathers on their first visit. On their second visit, Joseph told his brothers who he was, and Pharaoh learned about Joseph's family. After this, Joseph sent for his father Jacob and his whole family, 75 in all. Then Jacob went down to Egypt, where he and our fathers died. Their bodies were brought back to Shechem and placed in the tomb that Abraham had brought from the sons of Hamor at Shechem for a certain sum of money. This is just the beginning of Stephen's speech. But what it is saying to me is this. This is the New Testament. The Acts, as you know, is in the New Testament. But Stephen is talking about things and telling the story that was in the Old Testament. So what he is saying to me this morning is this. Laverne, record your history for yourself. History of yesterday, but also history that is being made today. You may not think you're making any history, but you are. If you know your history, one newspaperman here in this area always said, if you know your history, you know your greatness. But you will not know your history if you yourself do not record it. Because if we allow others to record it, they will know our greatness. Therefore, they will let others know what they want others to know about us, which is not always the truth. They will leave out, put in, or do whatever it is they want to do with our truth. So I am very interested in hearing what else Brother Stephen has to say in this speech. But he's already said to me, Laverne, embrace within the palms of your prayers your history. Know where it is you have come from. Know what it is your people have done. Know their names. Appreciate what they have done so that you will know your greatness. And can't nobody take away from you what it is you know to be the truth that you can hand to your children. Thank you, Brother Stephen, for enlightening me and confirming some things that I already believed. Know your history. Know your history. Learn it. Write it down. Record it. The medium these days is the message. All kinds of ways to record. So that, my friends, is what is embraced within the palms of my prayers, what Stephen is saying to me on this day, this generation, giving me instructions for this little more time that God has gifted me with. So that, yes, just before evening, and you know what? I'll be able to use some of this in some of my history today. I know that I will. And so will you. So let's just get on up and go on out and follow Jesus, because we know that if we do that, God will see what God saw, and what God saw will be good and was good. This is the Reverend Dr. Laverne. Let me put it this way to you. Let me say it this way. This is Laverne Corrine Williams, Foster Hall, Harvey Brown, Fontaine, Turner, Hill, Holt, McCain, Cash, Johnson, Reverend, Doctor. All of those other names came before any titles that I may have. And I give it all to them because they're titles that they should have for the work that they did. I appreciate them, I love them, and I thank them so. And I know that you feel the same way about your ancestors, good, bad, indifferent, ups and downs. They did the work, and God saw that it was good. So let's try to bring some of their aborted dreams and aspirations into life today. So come on, let's just get on up and go on out and do the thing. Okay, let's do the thing starting today.